Okay, it's 7:30, so got a small group, but I'll go ahead and walk through the process just so y'all can see it. I think it's already recording. Let me share my screen. And the process, when you go into dashboard, we're focusing on creating a Google assignment, which gives every student a template, their own copy of any Google Doc or slide presentation that you would want them to work on. You would go into a class, and then you would go to assignments over on the left. And then you would add an assignment. And of course, you would have to name that assignment. So we'll call this the 7:30 Google for Wednesday. And then you would give it any directions, what you wanted them to answer or add to the document. Then, of course, the point value, the assignment group, everything, it would be normal as far as the assignment. We can add a due date. We'll just say it's due today, September 2nd. It's assigned to everyone. The trick is when you go to this submission type, and it's typically going to show you that the standard submission type for Canvas is going to be an online assignment, which would be file upload or media recording, but you're going to want to change that to be an external tool. Since it's outside of Canvas, it's a Google assignment being brought into Canvas. Then you would have to go find and select, mainly because there are a number of types of external tools configured for us. Among them are Pear Deck now. We've just added that. Flipgrid if you add that app, but I haven't added it in this class yet. But the one we're looking for is this one called Google Assignments. So you would click on that. There is another option called Google Cloud Assignment, excuse me, but it's the older version, and I think it's going to be expired or retired at the end of this year. So we'll look at Google Assignments, and it's going to connect to your Google account, which this is fairly critical because when you create a Google assignment, it's connected to your Google account. So you can't create this assignment and share it with others because it's attached to your Google account. And they would have to go in and create their own Google assignments. So we'll see that it recognizes me and click continue. It's going to bring up the whole Google assignment window. Bring that to the middle here. Couple of things you're going to want to make sure that we match up the total points. So in my Canvas assignment, it was worth 10 points. So I'm going to make sure it matches here. I'm also going to add the due date here to match what is in Canvas, which is September 2nd. So as long as the points and the due date match, then it will let you grade it in SpeedGrader and then transfer those points. And then most importantly is right here, the attach button. You're going to want to add a Google Doc or a slide presentation as a template for the students. So I'm going to click attach here. And I had already created a simple template called 9.2, but you can search for any document that you've previously created. So I'll just use this 9.2 template and click add. So basically it lists that document there, and it tells you that each student is going to get a copy. Another nice feature with this Google assignment integration is that you can check to for Google to check the plagiarism possibilities, that students aren't copying and pasting work from the internet, that it's original work. So that is a feature that we've made sure to add for our 1st through 12th grade teachers. I'm going to leave that off for now, but you can utilize that. And then simply click on create. It spins and does its work. All of this is happening so that it basically configures the external tool. So then all you need to do is confirm and say select. And it's hard to really see when you're in Canvas, but it adds a specific and unique link for that external tool option. So as long as I've got the points, the title, the due date, then I can click save and publish. And then that's going to take me into Canvas, and it's going to embed, if you will, that Google piece where my students would actually see this and would see their own document to be able to submit. I've got a sample. I've got to be a student to see that. So right now I'm a teacher, and one thing that gets a little confusing is that as a teacher, you're going to see where the students submit their assignments, and right now there's no submissions yet. You can't go to student view to actually view what this will look like to a student, because the student view in Canvas does not have a Google account, so it's going to come up with an error. You would have to actually see it on a student device that's logged in as a student. So any questions about the creation? Because the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into a class I'm a student in and show you what it looks like on that end. Any questions? All good?
There was just a question, and just back me up on this. If they don't match up the points and the date, they can still grade it in Canvas. It just won't sync with Skyward, correct?
Um,
I know we're still. I thought that was okay, but I just wanted to double check.
I think that if they don't match the points and the due date, then it makes it harder for Canvas to integrate it. You are I'm going to say it won't do the grade transfer, but also may also give you difficulty using the speed grader because they're all connected. So I'm going to say it's probably, if you don't match the due date and the point value, then you're just going to be accessing the Google part of it and not the Canvas part.
Christy, there's a folder called Perry Township Schools, and any file that they get, whether it's Google Drive or maybe an attachment that you save on Canvas, each classroom has a folder, and then a copy of that assignment, I believe, shows up in the drive. Uh, Dave can confirm that because I know he's a student in one of my classes, if that's where it shows up on his drive. But it'll also show up in recent if they just opened it. So
Yeah, I would say that, yeah, I'm not exactly sure where it saves. I've basically just focused on it's created in Canvas, so it's accessed in Canvas and probably needs to be graded in Canvas. We can look into that more, but yeah, I don't have an exact answer for that. So let me show you now. I'm going to go back into my Canvas and go into Lauren Crumholz's class. Where is her class? There's Crum's practice course, and I'm a student there. So basically, when I go to the assignments, and it's a little weird because I'm, kind of a teacher, kind of a student, but it should work for me as a student. If I go to this exit slip, she added a slide as a Google file for me to access as a student. When I click on that exit slip, then you can see how it brings up that Google assignment panel. And since I'm looking, I did not create this as the teacher. This is my assignment to complete. So I can click on open assignment. And then it opens up the assignment where I can then access the file. It gives me a link here. So this is my copy of that U1M3 exit ticket. So then it opens up that slide presentation with my name on it. And how does Dilly feel on this page? I don't even really know, but I'm going to say he's happy. Let's say he's happy. And then I can also double click down here and type in, um, you know,
Oh, I think I fixed something on there. And if it doesn't work, then they can add a text box.
okay, yeah, I thought I could just double click it, but I'll add a text
I use that
box.
to make my big giant square.
In the world. Okay. How about how to, okay, I'll just actually add a, okay. I've updated that document and it saves automatically. So there's no, um, this is my document. So I can close it when I'm done working on it. And then I can access it again if I need to. So I can click on that link and it should show me, there's my edits. So it is my document. And close it again, make any changes if I want to, and then click submit. And it's going to confirm that I want to submit that work. I'll click submit again, and then Lauren should have it, which if you don't mind, Lauren, I could log in as you to see it, but I think it might get a little quirky with the uh, access through Google. So do you mind sharing your screen to show that?
Nope, that's fine. I can do
Okay,
that.
you can kick me off, or I'll stop sharing. So now let's see what Lauren sees as far as my submission. So really, while she's getting that set up, the testing of this process has to be done with actual users with actual Google accounts. So you want to see how it works, you would have to have a student in your class access and submit that work.
Christy, they can go back in and make changes. It works just like when they're submitting stuff on Google Classroom, and you can go back in and grade it, and go back and adjust it. It can be a little quirky, but it works just like when they're turning something in on Classroom. So at least on the grading, turning inside. So, all right. So here is the same assignment that Dave was in. And now that I have someone that's actually done the assignment, down here it'll say the person's name, when they turned it in, and it will tell me the status of the assignment. Now I can actually click here to open it into another window, or I can just click right on Dave's assignment and it opens it up in another tab for me. And then with the grading piece, see how it has the little blue check mark on the tab? That tells me that I'm in Google Assignments grading the assignment. I can go in here and say, okay, Dave got a 10 out of 10. And then I can either return it, or I can return multiple submissions if maybe I was going through and checking other people's work. All the students that complete the work, all their names will be underneath here. So I can click through them. I can go one student at a time and put in feedback, put in the grade. I can even put in comments. So if I have like a comment bank, if there's something I'm repeatedly saying to my students about their work, I can add comments to their work on here as well. And then once I return it, the student gets an email notifying them that it's turned in. But then I can also go back into Canvas and click on SpeedGrader, and it will show me the same assignment in SpeedGrader, and I can make sure that it already synced the grade with SpeedGrader, but in case something didn't transfer correctly, I can double check, put it here, and then submit it onto Canvas.
Lauren, there was a question about when you hit the multiple student, you're just sending those assignments back to them. You can't do a.
I believe what it is you have to go into each individual student to put in their points. But when you push that button for returning multiple students, it's returning it with their score. But no, it's not putting all of them in all at once.
Right.
So.
And to answer that question a little more fully, you would be able to go into the Canvas gradebook and assign every student a similar grade if you've gone through those files and wanted to do that.
Why is it? Okay. Oh, it's because it's individual view. I was going to show what it looked like in the grade book, and then it looked.
Yeah.
Why is
I
it
think
doing
if you go to the class view or the other view at the top right of the grade book.
Oh, up there? Okay.
Yeah,
Hold on.
change.
Oh, there we go.
There
Okay.
you go.
So
So when you
here's the
move your
thing
mouse
with
over a
the-
heading, you can click the three dots when you move your mouse over that. And I think there's a set default grade. That's where
set
you would
default
give every
grade.
student the same grade. And then it would autofill, and then you can adjust any individual grades after that.
And you could even click this. So if you already gave grades for some students and you want to adjust it, that they've already been submitted, you can click that and it will override. You can even see all the students here who's missing. And you can even sort it. So then if you can see if you want to see who's missing, then you can track them down and be like, hey, go take your test. And I thought there was like a thing that would email them too, but.
That would be in the same pull down menu. It says
Okay.
message students who.
Message students who, and then you can message them through Canvas, but it's a resource that's nice to have.
So really that's the Google assignment piece in Canvas in a nutshell. You would create it as an external tool. The students would access it like they would any assignment, and then the teacher grades it through that same Google assignment tool. So Denise is asking if you did a grade all, will it even give the points to students who did not turn in? I believe that would be correct. Not 100% sure, but I'm guessing if you autofill, assign a grade to all students, then yes, it would give them that grade.
And Dave, I'm sure you already probably brought this up at the beginning, but if you are making this assignment, the external tool part cannot be transferred to another course. You have to reattach it every time. So it's not
right.
Like I can make it in one course and then copy it to the next course. You have to remove the tool and re-add it because it has to connect with that class.
Yep. It has to connect to the class and to the user that creates the assignment. So these assignments, when they contain that external tool component, do not copy because it is the external tool connects to the course and to the user. So you can create any Canvas assignment with instructions and due dates and point values, but then each individual teacher would need to add that Google assignment piece to add the template, since it does connect to the teacher specifically and to the course specifically. They do not copy.
And since we're on the caveats part of this, one other one to add in, just so you guys know, is in a Canvas assignment, the parent observer accounts can see the assignments, but when you use Google assignment, a parent observer cannot see these assignments. It will just come up and tell them that they can't access it. So just a thing to be aware of.
So they would see that there is a Google assignment. They just don't have access to what that assignment entails. I'm guessing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, correct.
Their Google account won't have permissions for that file.
Got it. That's good to know. Thanks, Matt. What other questions are out there? Anything else y'all want us to show? Sure do appreciate y'all joining us this morning.
Did you share the document at the beginning, Dave?
The Canvas assignment document.
Yeah, the one that breaks down how to do it step by step. For the Google assignment piece.
I'm not sure if I have the link to the specific. Oh, that's going to be in the Canvas doc. Got it.
I can share it. I just wanted to ask if you shared.
Nope, go ahead and share it, but it's included with a number of other items. So okay. I'm going to reading a Google assignment. I'm going to do something here real quick just to simplify it a little bit. So I've got a document that I'm going to share that's just focused on the Google assignment piece. I'll put that in there, and then Lauren shared the Canvas FAQ. The link that I just shared is an FAQ specifically for Google assignments. Has a few extra resources. I was reading through them yesterday, and I guess Canvas was the first LMS that Google connected with. So I thought that was nice to know. Any other questions? Lauren? Anything else you want to add? Jennifer? Yeah.
No, I thought you guys covered it pretty thoroughly. Yeah, I really like this particular integration. I think most of the time it goes very smoothly, and it's a nice way to use the Google stuff within Canvas. It's just, yeah, important to make sure that those due dates and those point values match so that it's easy to use your speed grader.
Lauren, I'm going to share my screen again because there were two other things I wanted to show along with Google Assignments requires Google Access. And so in Canvas, each user needs to make sure that their Google Access is activated. So if a student is having trouble accessing it, the two things that I've found that you can check is to have the student go to their account icon, which is up here at the top left, and go to settings, and then make sure that the Google Drive is a registered service in their Canvas settings. Again, I got there by clicking on my account icon and choosing the settings view. If it's over here under other services, I'm going to undo my registered services here. I can just click the X, say okay. So then what happens? It puts it over here and asks if I want to register that service. So I would click the link and say authorize Google Drive access. Choose my account. Choose my Perry Schools account. Click allow, and then it puts it under registered services. So that's what you want to make sure you see on a student's account. If for some reason they're not able to access a Google assignment, there's also going to be a place where they can go. If I go into a course and the teacher may need to add a specific link under the settings and navigation, but each course can have a link to the Google Drive. So let's see, here it is. So basically in the course navigation, there's a link to Google Drive, and I like having students access this. If they're having trouble accessing a Google assignment, have them try to access the Google Drive, even if you need to add that link to your course. So when you click on Google Drive, it should just let you access. It's almost like a window into your Drive. So now I can access all my Drive folders and documents embedded in Canvas without having to go to a new window. And the thing you're going to want to check, and I've seen before, up here at the top right, when a student accesses Google Drive, they're going to have their icon up here at the top right, or they're going to have a button that says, do you want to authorize? And then that's a good place to authorize. But if you click this link at the top right, I've seen student A be logged into their computer and show that they have their, Google access, but then have their brother or sister's account connected to Canvas. So they would have to sign out, and I'll do that here. So now it doesn't connect. Canvas isn't connected to my Google account, but then you get to see that authorize again. So I'm going to click authorize, and again, make sure I choose the right account, my Perry Schools account, and then click allow, and then it reconnects everything. In fact, remember it had a D there. Now it's actually got my Perry Township profile icon. So it just reconnects, resyncs everything. And those are the two things I would have every student check if they're having trouble getting access to a Google assignment. So any other questions out there?
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. And if something comes up later, feel free to reach out to us, to David or Lauren or Jen or help desk, however you want to work at it. We'll be happy to try and help. So thanks for coming though. Really do appreciate it.